Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Can somebody please explain to me what this is? Well, if we zoom out from the photo a little bit, that's Joe Biden. That's Joe Biden's chin. What exactly is going on here? That has to be the weirdest double chin I have ever seen. Some people are even calling it a triple chin. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on Joe Biden's chin, even though the internet seems to be obsessing over it. For me personally, it's yet again another sign of his age. And of course, when it comes to Sleepy Creepy Joe, there's two topics of discussion: political corruption, family corruption, the Biden crime family, and of course, Joe Biden's deteriorating state, which I guess in a way the chin is a symbol for. We gotta talk about this viral Joe Biden clip. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright friends, so the Joe Biden saga continues. Let's just say the clip speaks for itself.
Virtually every mass shooting, every circumstance where a large number of people have been victimized and lost, I've spoken. I learned a long time ago what you've all learned in your life. When someone's going through something that is beyond their comprehension, they've ever thought they'd have to go through. If they see someone who they think understands, or maybe been through something not the same but similar, it gives them some sense of hope. And I always get criticized sometimes by my staff because when I go to these events, I stay for 3 to 4 hours and answer all their questions. But it matters. It matters a lot. And look, I'm talking, some of you have gone through a hell of a lot more than I've gone through, and a lot more than other people have gone through, and you understand. So it's just people are looking for just something to grab, something that gives them some sense of hope. And that's, if I can do a little bit of that, then it's, it's worth doing. Done for me.
I said that the clip speaks for itself, and it certainly does, but one individual who can't speak for themselves is the President of the United States, as astonishing as that is, because he can't speak. I mean, what was that? That was some of the most incoherent nonsense I have ever been subjected to. I've watched that clip 4 times, and I have absolutely no idea what he's going on about. And again, we bring it back, that's the President of the United States. How has this guy not been removed from office yet? If it's not impeachment, it should be the 25th Amendment. I mean, what a disgraceful display. And look at the people around him enabling this stuff. Look at their faces. Here's Anthony Blinken and here's John Kirby. You know, building on that report from at this point, I think it was over a year ago, where White House staffers are extremely stressed, panicking in the back rooms every time Joe Biden speaks. No wonder. And again, the contrast. That was Joe Biden probably on a transatlantic flight, possibly late in the night. It's past his bedtime, past Joe Biden's curfew. He already had his warm glass of milk and they sung him his lullaby. And so when his sleep was interrupted by the press, that's the Joe Biden that we get. Let's compare it to Donald Trump in the same environment.
And I think it's really important to say Mexico has passed it, Canada's passed it, the USMCA is vital for our country, the economics of our country. You have 2 countries that have gone through the process fully, and we're waiting for an approval from the House. I think the Senate will approve it rapidly. So we hope they can get that moving. It's a great thing for us, the farmers, even the...
You know, when it comes to competence, when it comes to cognitive ability, it's not even a debate. I'm gonna hold this against Bill Maher forever. I'm gonna keep playing this clip whenever it fits the context. Remember when he said this on the Joe Rogan podcast?
Well, one of the things that I don't like has nothing to do with any of his choices, is that he's mentally compromised. I think there's something wrong, and I think it's clear.
As if the other guy isn't.
Yeah, sure, Donald Trump's the one with cognitive issues. Joe Biden, man, he's hard to keep up with. You know, the level of dishonesty, these are the moments that really expose the propagandists for who they are. Democrats keep telling us that we shouldn't question Joe Biden's health. In fact, he's so healthy, so fit, that he's hard to keep up with.
How it is hard for us to keep up with this president.
who is constantly working every day to get things done and making sure that we are delivering for the American people. And I think that's what matters. I get it. I get what you're asking me, but the record matters too, Jake. He's the president of the United States. You know, I can't even keep up with it. We just got back from New Mexico. We just got back from California. That is not a question.
Age is a relative thing. It is, and I think this president, our country is very well served by his leadership. Again, his experience, his knowledge, and it counts for a lot.
How can these people continue to promote this ridiculous lie, knowing that this is the reality? I mean, many of the individuals who keep telling us how healthy Joe Biden is were present in that clip. You have to be such a liar to promote such a bogus narrative. You have to be a straight-up propagandist with no moral compass, such a dishonest human being, to witness Joe Biden in his various states.
Joe Biden will be in 3 states today. The state of unconsciousness, the state of semi-consciousness, and the state of confusion.
Knowing he's falling apart at the seams, yet when queried on the issue, looked directly into the camera, addressing millions of American citizens, knowingly lying. It's unreal. Frankly, it's unbelievable. How is this guy supposed to lead? He doesn't know who he is. Yet not only is he currently leading, but he's now asking you for another 4 years. Because he's got work to do, Jack.
Are you sure that you want to run again?
Yes, because I'm sure. Look, when I ran, I said the world's at an inflection point. The world's changing, but we have an opportunity to make it. So imagine if we were able to succeed in getting the Middle East put in place where we have normalization of relations. I think we can do that. Imagine what happens if we, in fact, unite all of Europe and Putin is finally put down where he cannot cause the kind of trouble he's been causing. We have enormous opportunities.
Yeah, Joe Biden's going to achieve world peace and also cure cancer.
If you could do anything at all, Joe, what would you do? I said I'd cure cancer. And they looked at me like, why cancer? Because no one thinks we can. That's why, and we can. We'd end the cancer as we know it.
Joe Biden argues that he needs another 4 years to achieve peace in the Middle East and peace across the globe, says the guy who's got us on the brink of World War III, probably due to the fact that he's left a massive void in leadership. I don't know about you guys, but I am so sick of this guy, and most importantly, I'm so sick of the idiotic policies. Idiotic policies which, by the way, Donald Trump warned us about. There's this one.
One senior political operative with Hamas floated the possibility a few days ago of a potential prisoner swap with the U.S. for the release of hostages. Would the U.S. entertain that?
We have not looked at that we have not heard from them something like that. That's not something that is currently under active discussion. It has not been proposed. What we are focused on instead, as I said before, are pursuing avenues with third countries for release. I'm not going to get into the details of what that might look like, again, to protect those channels in hopes that they can bear some fruit. But I will say that President Biden has shown over the course of the past few years that he will make hard decisions to get American hostages home.
That's Joe Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, essentially confirming that Donald Trump was right when he warned us about this.
Tragically, Biden's ransom payments also make it dramatically more likely that even more Americans will be held captive in the future, because Biden has shown that he will pay gargantuan sums of money, meaning the kidnappers turn a massive profit. They're making money hand over fist.
Joe Biden keeps giving in on all of these hostage negotiations. What kind of precedent is that going to set? Well, the exact same precedent that Donald Trump warned us about. Thanks to Joe Biden, foreign nations know that they can simply take American hostages with very little repercussions. In fact, I'd argue no repercussions at all. No billions of dollars in rewards. Don't worry, folks. Joe Biden's creating world peace. By what exactly? Lifting sanctions and sending billions to Iran, boosting their GDP quarter to quarter. Take a look at this chart. This is yearly GDP in Iran. Notice how Iran, a country that literally chants death to America in their parliament, wasn't exactly doing so hot under Donald Trump's leadership. Joe Biden takes over and boom, it's one of the most booming nations in the world. It's got to stop, folks, and there's only one solution. How about don't elect the octogenarian dementia patient into the highest position of power on the globe? globe. What an absolute disgrace, more like the disgrace continues. Triple Chin Joe strikes again. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.